One question, maybe some of our viewers don't understand it. What's so special about the local variety of olive? Not only that it's one of the oldest, if not the oldest.
If we forget about the affection and the feelings things, let's talk about science. This tree, because it's been here for thousands of years, can resist the weather, the aphids, pathogens that may attack the olive trees, like the ones that attacked 3 years ago Italy and part of the Mediterranean basin. In Lebanon, we didn't have this virus that occurred in these trees because of its genetical homogeneity with the land and with the weather, because it's generated in this land. Scientifically, it's identified as the sur or tear type of trees.
Hey everybody, this is Laith Maroof from Free Palestine TV. Before we continue with this video, I ask you to press the subscribe button on whatever social media platform you're watching this on, and to go to our website, freepalestine.video, to donate so we can continue bringing you these reports from the field in Lebanon and in Palestine. We are in Ghannam village, where right now two groups, environmental groups, one from Lebanon, the agricultural movement in Lebanon, and the Arab group for the protection of nature, are coming together with the Ministry of Agriculture and Nature here in Lebanon to attempt to replant olive trees all across South Lebanon because of the destruction of the olive groves by the Zionists and the theft of many of the ancient trees by the occupation. We're going to tour around with the two groups that are planting the trees today, and we'll bring you more of the story as the day goes on.
أتينا سويا إلى لبنان لنمارس مواطنتنا ولنكرس وحدة ولنقوم بجزء صغير جدا من واجبنا تجاه شعبنا وأرضنا وزيتوننا. نطلق الحملة الوطنية في لبنان معا لزيتون لبنان، والتي تهدف لإعادة تأهيل هذا القطاع الهام بمردوده الاقتصادي وبعده الوطني وامتداده التاريخي زمنا وثقافة.
I have with me Razan Zaiter, the chairperson for the Arab Group for Protection of Nature. Thank you very much for giving us this time, Razan. Can you explain to me how this idea to replant olives in the south of Lebanon came to be, and how your group, who's stationed in Jordan, came to be involved?
The whole idea came on the second Intifada, year 2000, when we observed that the uprooting is going tremendous. They were uprooting 1 tree per minute in Palestine. And we saw the farmers really crying, weeping. So we were very angry. We decided to turn this anger into action. And we came out with the initiative of green resistance. Under the slogan, they uproot 1 tree, we plant 10. And we started in Palestine. 25 years later now, we have achieved planting 3 million and 250,000 trees without any funding from foreign people. And we, with thousands of volunteers really working with us, we could achieve even more, giving seeds, irrigation, wells, fisher nets. And then we thought that the attack is on the food sovereignty of the whole region. So we extended our work also to Jordan. We helped 12,000 farmers. In Palestine, there were 47,000 farmers. And now, after seeing the destruction and the ecocide in Lebanon as well, we thought that it's time to come here and play the same role, and we started with Together for the Olives of Lebanon.
So there is the agricultural group of Lebanon. With you, started this معا لزيتون لبنان
Yes.
together for Lebanon's
Yes,
olives.
they were from the beginning with us, and they are also with us in the Arab Network for Food Sovereignty. They are part of the management of the Arab Network for Food Sovereignty, which is also a partner in this. And this initiative is open to everybody who wants to plan. It's a national, regional initiative. Let's call it Lebanese Arab initiative to stand with the farmers and with the people of the South. So it's not really. Just for the three of us.
Yes.
So we invite everybody to be part, and that's why we did not put our logo on the vest, because we think this is a uniting initiative.
So, inshallah, this is just the beginning of the work. Today, there's going to be a few thousand olive trees planted in the region, but you have a long-term plan in your mind for replanting. Is that correct here?
Definitely, definitely. As long as there is aggression, as long as the people living under wars and ecocidal activities, we are there. This is our mission. They uproot one tree, we plant 10. This is our resistance. This is our life, after all.
Perfect. شكرا رزان.
شكرا شكرا.
زعل منا الرئيس يا دكتور.
يعني بناخذ منه. انا ريبورت
رايحين على الحقله بالقبصه.
This is the wild thistle of Palestine and Lebanon. So purple, even the thorns are purple. This specific bush seems to have been growing here for multiple seasons. You can see how thick it is. And one thing to note is that I know in people in the West and English-speaking countries, they know thistle from Eeyore, eating the thistles. But in fact, in Palestine, they pick the leaves. Look at the leaves of the thistle here, which have all these thorns on them. This is a much older plant and it has already flowered, so they don't pick these. But they pick the leaves of the thistle before it flowers, and then they pick all the thorns off them and stuff it with rice and meat, just like vine leaf, ورق عنب, but it's with thistle. And it's so good for your health. It grows wild. And in Palestine, the Zionists have always attempted to block the Palestinians from eating the wild plants, so they will be dependent on products being brought in by the occupation. And thistle is one of the plants that now Palestinians are banned from picking in the wild, as is they are banned from picking za'atar, thyme, or oregano in the wild, because these are things that help the Palestinians stay on their land under the pressures of the Zionist colonialism.
من البول اللي هي فيه وبننزلها بالتربه وبنرجع بنحطها وبنغطيها بالتراب لا تتغسل.
Bashar Saifan from the Agri Movement Lebanon. Tell us how many saplings are you planting here and where are we going next to and how much we're going to plant later?
Okay, right now we are in Ghana, one of the oldest places to grow olive trees. As you can see, we're surrounded by the original olive tree that is mentioned in the Bible, by the way. And we're planting over here 35 saplings. Then we will go back to, we will continue our distribution trip to Aitaroun and Blida, which are border towns near the border, to distribute 1,100 saplings of olive trees of the Lebanese local variety to the farmers, with the help of the municipality, definitely.
One question, maybe some of our viewers don't understand it. What's so special about the local variety of olive? Not only that it's one of the oldest, if not the oldest.
Yeah. If we forget about the affection and the feelings things, let's talk about science. This tree, because it's been here for thousands of years, can resist the weather, the aphids, the pathogens that may attack the olive trees, like the ones that attacked 3 years ago Italy and part of the Mediterranean basin. In Lebanon, we didn't have this virus that occurred in these trees because of its homogeneity with the land and with the weather, because it's generated in this land. Scientifically, it's identified as the sur or tear type of trees. We call it in Arabic the Surani type.
You can see all these bushes that are burnt right here. This is because the Zionist ghouls threw white phosphorus in this area, a white phosphorus shell. And all these bushes got burnt. But we could see how resilient the indigenous local olive trees are. Although they've been burnt, there's already growth coming out from the trunk, a new growth. This is what's very important about the local varieties of olive that for thousands of years have grown here. They're considered some of the most resilient olive varieties on the planet. Not only do they last for thousands of years, they continuously giving fruit, but also the olive tree in this region is very hard to kill. The Zionists can cut it, burn it. As long as there's a root still in the ground, this olive tree will come back to life. Behind me you can see the Mediterranean. Down there is the city of Sur, and Ghana overlooks basically Sur. All these fields, as you can see, are planted. There's the mustard seed, there's the all the citruses and the olive trees. Beautiful fields of olives, orchards. As you can see behind me,
There's a huge crater, multiple craters here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's the house up there that was hit. All of this was attacked during the war. 7 at least missiles hit the home and the olive orchard around them. There's been many martyrs and injured. And of course, right now they're going to have to bury this crater to try to replant the saplings that were donated to the farmer in this area. Look at how hardy those wildflowers are. They have grown inside the crater. Behind us are these beautiful orchids of olives, and you can see the step planting of olives. This is something that's traditional here in South Lebanon and in North Palestine. We saw all the farmers, how happy they were about receiving new saplings. As a son of the south of Lebanon, I'm sure your village is trying to also replant the damage that was done from this war.
Well, actually not only my village, we are noticing after the war that many youth are gathering and making small groups in some villages in South Lebanon, and they are starting to replant South Lebanon, especially using replanting trees, not only like small plants, because during this war we noticed first how many airstrikes, how many bombings targeted the green places in South Lebanon, the orchids and the small forests that are basically in the south, in the western sector. The western sector was damaged a lot in terms of greening. The green cover of al-Naqura until Ramia was heavily damaged. The forest of al-Labune, the forests of Ramia, and you can keep going until the central sector, because this was heavy green cover directly on the borders. The Israelis not only bombarded it, but if you remember, even before the war, during the Tufan al-Aqsa, they used to send pipes of gasoline, because they are on the higher ground. So they used to just throw pipes and throw gasoline in the forests and try to make the forests burn. This happened many times. I think you remember this. And people used to search for these pipes to destroy them before the Israelis burned the forests. And during the war, the Israelis also used bulldozers to clean the area that is directly on the borders, because they are afraid that the trees are very important for the resistance to hide. And this is actually true. In South Lebanon, we need the green cover, not only because of the nature, but so we can eat and we can make our agriculture flourish, and we can have a good economy.
And a sovereignty.
And of course we have sovereignty over our food and our land, basically. But also military-wise, when resisting an enemy that has technological advancement, and they have basically a very important thermal imaging devices, and the drones.
Satellites. And
Yes,
drones.
now the satellites does not use thermal imaging, but drones, and especially in this war, as we saw, thermal imaging and drones monitoring was crucial for the Israelis to target and precise target the fighters and the resistance facilities and the resistance fighters during clashes and during the war. So replanting South Lebanon with evergreen trees is very important. Forests in South Lebanon are very important, because resistance is our choice here, and we have no other choices. We will resist the Israelis, and we will keep doing whatever the Israelis hate, because this way we will make any kind of invasion to South Lebanon harder, and they will have to think it 1,000 times before they do it again. Now they think by wiping out the green cover of South Lebanon, especially in the border, that this way they will make their entrance easier, but I think that by the efforts of the youth of South Lebanon, the greening of South Lebanon will return, and we will keep planting trees, especially trees that have thick cover. Now today we have seen the people here planting olives, which is indigenous to our land, and they were planting also pine trees. There are also other types of trees that are important, such as kharroub and also zanzarakh, for example. These are not, kharroub has fruits, zanzarakh does not have fruits. They have names in English. I can't
Kharroub
recall.
is carob.
Carob, yes. It's also economic-wise, it's very important. Kharroub is better than olives in terms of having evergreen cover, because the thick layers of its leaves. So this is what we are doing right now, and I hope that this work will continue, because thousands of trees is not enough. We actually need millions of trees only to recompensate what have been destroyed by the Israelis and what should have been planted and greened before the war. Because in many places, if there were green cover, we have seen how the resistance was able to steadfast to stay there and to resist from that place, because the communications were not they were able to transport things and to come and go, but in areas where it was there were no trees, it was very hard to move.
Well, this is Laith Marouf and Hadi Hotait from Free Palestine TV. We're in the area between Qana and Aitaroun in South Lebanon. Go to our website, freepalestine.video, to donate. Press the subscribe button on whatever social media you're watching this on. And until we see you next time, we bid you all a free Palestine.